All right. Yo, just checking out some videos here. This dude, Tariq Nasheed, right? This dude is something else, man. They over here talking about reparations, but let me give you a snippet here of some shit that he said.
And that's not something people want to confront.
That was so fucking funny.
Payments, just like Native American
reparations.
Yeah, listen to this.
Go at it that way. It gets to the economic empowerment issue. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a few things to do. Number one, we definitely have to get cash payments, just like Native American tribes, just like Jewish people. They got cash payments, just like other groups. There was a white woman recently
whose father
was a part of the Civil War. She just died a few weeks ago. She was still getting checks from the Civil War. So they have the money. When we talk about the trillions of dollars needed to start the reparations package, they try to hem and haw and say they don't have it. Now, when this COVID thing broke out, they magically came up with $10 trillion to throw at everybody. So the money is there. We can start with cash payments. Also, we can start with land allotments. Also, we can start with business development, specifically for black people. And we gotta say specifically for black people because Biden recently talked about reparations, but we forced him to talk about it. But then he slipped in. If I talk about reparations, we're gonna talk about it for Native Americans too. See, that's a backdoor Trojan horse that they use to undermine us. First of all, Native Americans, they got reparations. Also, Native Americans owe black people reparations based on the Treaty of 1866. Also, the Native Americans many of them were slaveholders, so they owe because of that as well. So there's all types of different ways to get these reparations payments going to foundational black Americans specifically. The first way is going to be through cash payments.
All right. Now, on this topic of reparations and money and Black America, I don't know if you've seen Isaiah Jackson's new book, Bitcoin and Black America, talking about Bitcoin. You know, you and I have been talking about Bitcoin, informally for a few years now. And his point is that the black community is just basically saying, we're just quitting. We're tired. We don't want to even try anymore. We're just going to become self-sovereign. We're going to embrace Bitcoin, which is a hard currency that nobody can confiscate. It's unconfiscatable. And we're just going to rebuild using this money, this currency, Bitcoin. So my question is, where are you on this thinking at all? Have you seen that particular volume?
I've seen that argument. I've seen that argument before. And what we want the same thing they took. Now, when they were beating our foundational black American ancestors, they didn't get Bitcoin. They got money. When they were enslaving and raping and selling our children, they didn't get Bitcoin. They got money. Chase Bank was built from slave money, not Bitcoin. They use money to build this economy from the labor of black people. So we want the same thing that they took. We don't want to do all these little side deals. Let's just get the same thing going that they took, and we'll start with that. And then maybe later we can talk about cryptocurrency and all that. But let's start it off with cash payments, dollar bills.
Right, cut a check for $6 trillion, like you did a few weeks ago for the bankers on Wall Street, and then y'all can decide, $6 trillion goes to Bitcoin.
When they gave those Corona packages they were giving everybody, they didn't give them Bitcoin. They sent checks. They need to send our checks too.
Fair enough. All right, Tariq Nasheed, we got to go. Thanks for being on the Kaiser Report.
Hey, my pleasure. Anytime.
All right, and that's going to do it for this edition of the Kaiser Report.
Yo, you saw how hard he was on that. Let's just get real money. I agree. Alright. The real reason why I wanted to come on here and even talk about this is about this video specifically right here. Titled "Be Afraid of the NFAC." That's by Black Scout Survival, right? It's a pretty popular channel. 106K views. Made 15 hours ago. I saw the video earlier, and I thought it was pretty disgusting, and it prompted me to want to say something. Normally I sit back and watch, right? I've been watching this fucking world turn inside out and all of that goddamn thing, just all the goodies going on, man. It's amazing. Civilization is basically breaking down. to some shit that, you know, I haven't recognized it when I was younger. I definitely don't recognize it now. And all it's really doing, it's just making me realize that so-called civilization is not civil at all. It's whoever's running this shit is running it straight to into dystopian city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the shit that you wanna basically be proud of. Oh yeah, I built this city, but it's fucking disgusting and it's got all types of weird shit going on in it. I mean, I don't want to be part of this shit. However, I do want to get out of here, you know, meaning when I exit this world or whatnot with my fucking dignity and respect, self-respect. And one of the few people that I've seen, or groups that I see demonstrating that, is NFAC. As far as, you know, if you got a protest and shit like that. But what was disgusting is the fact that, you know, I watch a lot of, you know, survival, you know, videos, and most of them are really manned by or made by white people, right? Which I ain't got no problem with for the most part, you know, as long as they're not, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and watch a racist. But the point is, you know, I support whenever I see something is, you know, creative and, you know, instructionally constructive, you know, and you know, I'm from the school where basically I, you know, yeah, everybody got their biases, but look, I don't hate people for their skin color. That's the dumbest shit in the world, in my opinion. You know, if you do that shit, you a scumbag to the third degree, and you should kill yourself as soon as you get a chance. You know what I'm saying? But because, you know, as soon as you start doing that, you're part of the problem. But what I do dislike immensely is people that are not about righteousness. Okay, I'm not religious or anything like that. If anything, well, righteousness is my religion, if anything. So I don't hold to any denominations or anything like that. But, you know, the point I'm trying to make here is this, right? You got these people in this world where, you know, let me try to stay on point here, because all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of shit just flooding to my mind that I actually want to say, but I want to stick to this topic. NFAC. Alright, so Black Scout Survival made a video, right, that, you know, not only twisted what NFAC stands for, because I check out Grandmaster Jay and all of his, well, most of his dissertations, because that's exactly what they are, and they are not for short attention span people. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Yo Nash, man. You know, I just came on here without introducing myself, but I might just make a video and introduce myself, like a little intro, whatnot. But I just wanted to get into this, man, and without further ado, man, because there's a lot of stuff on my mind that I like to share with people, and you know, it's I don't know, I'm a people person, so locking myself up in a room and talking to a microphone is just not really necessarily what I like to do. I like to talk face to face with people, but at the same time, I don't like stupid people. And I'm looking out there and I'm seeing a whole lot of them. You know, it must be the fluoride, it must be the food, I don't know, it must be the pollution, man. You know, get the hell out the cities, man. Shit is making y'all, it's turning y'all into something that I can't even categorize as human beings. But, you know, I'm sitting here watching all of you guys' values just literally being disseminated, declining. You know what I'm saying? Nobody trusts each other, man. I mean, you can't have a civilization like that, man. It's about to fall. You know, it doesn't take a genius to see that shit. But anyways, I am, based on what I've been seeing about the NFAC, I've been quite proud of what I'm seeing. NFAC is demonstrating self-defense. and self-respect, really, and not giving a fuck coalition. You know what I'm saying? You can't wrong them for that shit at all. So that's why I gotta say something to Black Scout Survival. You can't sit here and wrong NFAC for anything. If anything, you should give some pointers. These people are practicing their Second Amendment rights, man. And the first thing that was disgusting to me was the fact that it's quite funny how people never really say this, disgusting. That's exactly how it's spelled. Well, they say disgusting all the time. But anyways, it's quite funny to me that at the opening of this guy's video, the first thing he does is laugh. He just starts off laughing at the NFAC. And I was just thinking to myself, damn, that's some messed up stuff, man. NFAC is not threatening anyone. They didn't start off like that. White people started threatening them. When they started to talk about, basically black people's rights to carry guns. But, we should stop calling ourselves black, though. I mean, real talk. Technically we're not black, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a known term to describe a particular group of people, which are actually indigenous people mixed with, I guess a few Africans, but most of these people were already here. Most Americans were already here when Columbus set foot on these lands. So if people like the Black Scout Survival are not checking out their history and are remaining ignorant, then that sounds like a personal mental deficiency going on that part. But the guy seems really nice, up until the day when I saw that video, and I didn't take kind to that because when you guys do it, even look at your channel, it talks about Black Scout Survival, right? You guys are geared towards survival. Scouts, being prepared, hunting, gathering, the shit that any man should be practicing regardless, and that includes arming yourselves in order to protect yourself. So people that are oppressed are saying basically that message is clear. It's like look, you either gonna leave us alone or we just gonna buck back at you. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously there's a systematic racism going on, and guys like him will not address this type of shit, man. Like, I don't get these people, man. These people look to me like they should never be trusted at all. It doesn't matter if you take the best of them. They shouldn't be trusted, man. It's like they're always compromised because they'll always side not with the truth or not with what is right, but what is but with the side that their people are on, even if their people are wrong. See, if my people are wrong, I'm not saying I'm going to not side with them, but I will call them out. Because in some instances, depending on how egregious this stuff may be, you don't condone bad behavior. But my point is, if your people are particularly your people are acting like bullies, dude. This is the Black Scout Survival. Your people are acting like bullies, and basically the NFAC is saying, it's time for the bullying to stop. So instead of praising these people for standing up and practicing their Second Amendment rights, and be willing to basically go out there and march to the heart or to the symbols of their oppression, of our oppression. You sit there and you just laugh and you mock and you say weird things. Let me just play a few clips of the video real quick, man. Before I just keep going, let's just check this out real quick.
Hold on.
Exactly my point. He's got the Indian symbol on there too.
Yeah, so I get a lot of
You
questions
stole that one.
this week about the NFAC.
It doesn't belong to you. You should take it off.
Afraid. How things have escalated, man. Sort of police brutality.
Look at the
George
smoke.
Floyd, everybody was in solidarity against that. And then all of a sudden, it like
No. You guys pretend really well, man, to be in solidarity, but because you don't. If you're really in solidarity, you don't diss what the NFAC is doing. You're supposed to support that. Just like you, they're practicing their Second Amendment rights. You just got a problem with that because they're responding to your people that made a threat. It's actually simple. You know, how would you like it as a man if somebody, threatened you? Would you take that kindly? I mean, come on, man. When the narrative is, see, you could never put yourself in the oppressed shoes because you're not oppressed. You have your white privilege. You enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want for the most part, and it's normal. You can carry guns openly, and the cops don't draw on you and start to shoot you. You get what I'm saying? And treat you like you're a threat. They're not shooting you down at Walmart. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, people like that sometimes, they put out good content, right? And then you sit there and watch them, without judgment. And then they make a video like that, and all of a sudden it shows a different side of them. Like, I think laughing at the NFAC, is laughing at people that are oppressed. And that are willing to fight for their freedom. That's what it is. That's what we are. That's what we should be. In order to regain our self-respect, man. You're gonna have to tell these people. You're gonna have to stop shooting at people. But then you're gonna bring black on black crime. Okay, every race kill themselves, man. All right, we got a lot of problems, but we also got a lot of COINTELPRO dropping guns in the hands of our youth. Right, so that they can do exactly that. There are stories about these things all over YouTube, especially about places like Chicago and New York, which I've been to, which I lived in. So I don't see them doing that in your areas. You guys willingly go buy guns. Ours get dropped off just so we can, continuously murder each other. So, our situations are not the same. We're not the same. We got different morals, different values, different mindsets. Our people are taught to hate each other. Okay, thanks to integration. So you can't really sit here, and fucking laugh. Dude, is disrespectful, man. You know what I'm saying? It's disrespectful. I just started following this guy too, and you can disagree without making these erroneous, ignorant critiques about what it is that you see. You gotta take back the story and follow it from the beginning a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Because what you tend to do by doing that, by opening up your mouth and saying the wrong things, is you end up making the well, you end up showing yourself out. That's for sure. You know, your true intent is on display. But let's go.
Formed and F the police, get rid of them, get rid of all the statues, and now F white people. At least if you let the NFAC say it. The Not Fooling Around Coalition. And if you guys don't know, I did a show years ago, 2013. I was hosting a show, and the premise of this reality show, I was infiltrating a militia, and I was going to train them, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I do know is I know a little bit about militias because working on that show, you know, obviously doing research and interacting, and they're not that high speed usually. But if you guys hadn't seen, there was a group of about 200 black armed militia men dressed in all black, men and women, and they were, you know, chanting Black Power, F white people, F the BLM. And I saw these on various social medias. One was TikTok, and the thing is that the liberal media had reported that they were pro BLM, but I specifically heard them say that. And if I can find that, I'll relay it here. And maybe they changed, you know, versus that. They were just maybe passionate at that moment to say that. But the group marched to Stone Mountain.
Actually, no, they weren't passionate. They were passionate, but what they were saying is they're not down with the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement. It's not part of their. The Black Lives Matter movement is a movement created, you know, from your camp to infiltrate and do what it is that you guys normally do, COINTELPRO. Right? That's what this movement is doing, and it's not really there to benefit black people. You know what I'm saying? And again, that type of shit is hijacked, right? And you know, you dig a little bit and you begin to see, you know, the agenda of these people just don't really reflect what sane so-called black people or indigenous people are truly about. But anyways, you're misguided, dude. You just got your own opinion, and it's not based on facts. It's just based on, you know, the shit that the people around you and the media are saying. I don't follow media much, except for when I'm watching Trevor Noah, man, because he puts it in the proper tense, man, and it's funny. Outside of that, it's a depressing, you know, it's a real depressing thing to be watching, man. You know, you got to be insane to be watching media today. Anyways,
Confederate monument, and in the early 1900s, the KKK had meetings there. They went there to there, and they got on a bullhorn and.
Yeah. Anyway, let's fast forward that. Yeah, it's KKK.
That's too.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, that's not true. And you know, these guys that were coming before the white guys with guns were going to the Capitol. They were actually going there to battle constitutional rights before Second Amendment. Recently, the lockdown orders. Never did I see any of them go there talking about they want all blacks or all, you know, whatever, different race, to meet them on the battlefield. You know, because that's what the NFAC was doing. They were saying, "Come meet us on the battlefield. Y'all are scared." Blah 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 blah.
Nah, that's not what it is. Again, he's twisting things again. Probably gonna have to make a second part of the video and show that how Grandmaster Jay said it. He was like, you know, they actually made a threat that they would kill him, that if he conducted the march, that they would actually kill him. So that's what he's actually responding to. He's responding again to your people's threats, right? And he was like, all right, so we're gonna show up so that you can kill him. That's what he was saying. So that's what your people said. Your people threatened him and claimed that, you know, if he did the march, that they would kill him. So in response, he was basically saying, you know what, where you guys at? I'm in your backyard. Where you guys at? So, look, man, you guys start shit, man. Period. You guys always started. But what he's saying is that if you want to start it, this shit's gonna have to be ended.
Which is trying to entice that kind of drama. You know, I've yet to hear anybody do anything that absurd until the NFAC. You know, the KKK was a secret society started by former Confederate soldiers. They were made a terrorist organization in the 1960s. The funny thing is, you'll see people say, or memes, why don't Donald Trump make the KKK a terrorist organization? Well, they have been since the 60s, long before him. But even though they're a terrorist organization, it doesn't mean they don't exist illegally and they don't meet. I remember when I was a kid, they were coming to my town for something not related to a racial issue. I forgot what the issue was, or maybe I didn't even really know because I was a child. But they were coming there because they were angry about something that happened in the town. And I remember I was scared. I was scared as hell, you know. And I was a white kid, you know. I was scared of the KKK coming there, you know.
This guy's funny, man. He's a white kid scared of the KKK. That's as if they lynch white kids. That shit is funny as hell. Notice he doesn't really have a problem with the KKK being, you know, illegal. He even said it himself, conducting illegal activities or being a terrorist organized group. I thought these people's patriotism is to fight terrorists, you know, homegrown and abroad. I don't get these people. You know, they say contradictory things all the time, and they show a level of hypocrisy that I do not see in some of the people that I deal with. You know, because you know I pick the people I deal with carefully. I don't see that level of hypocrisy in them, man. And these people play a particular level of hypocrisy that that's just quite unbelievable, man. Anyways, let's continue with this guy. This guy is something else.
Reportedly, the NFAC was a bunch of veterans, and I kind of giggled when I heard that, boasting about their abilities and their training. 10 guys from OEF, OIF could take out that group easily. They're walking in a parade formation. Anybody, even the Boy Scouts, know that you walk in a staggered column, right? I question first and foremost them being the military, because
see what I mean? So he's criticizing. He's just saying 10 guys from 10 guys could just easily take him out, right? So he is inciting violence again. Once again, he's displaying that they got a tendency that it's all about competition, man. It's all about, you know, this guy is clearly not really in the know about what the NFAC stands for, right? So he's looking from outside, talking about, oh yeah, these guys could easily be taken out. Taken out. He's talking about men and women, you know, particularly women in that group, but you know, women marching, you know, regular civilians, you know what I'm saying, just taking up arms to exercise their Second Amendment rights. And he's like, oh yeah, these guys could easily be taken out. You know, comments like that, man, it just, you know, it shows you, you know, the type of people you're dealing with. It shouldn't even be he's clearly being disrespectful, man. You know, I just had to kind of like make a video about this and post it up. He's clearly being disrespectful, but check this out.
That could be, but that doesn't make you a tactician. Look at, you know, a lot of jobs. We got boatswainsmen, coxswains. I don't even know. We got cooks. We got the Army Rangers has cooks. Motor T. I mean, we got all kinds of things. Water purification specialist. All these sorts of things. I remember when I was on ship, there was a Navy, I think a second class petty officer, and he accidentally my rifle went out. I was leaving actually on a bird to go off go to land, and And he was like, "How was your rifle?" And he said he'd been in the Navy 12 years and never held a firearm. Whether the color of targets is because it's easily seen, you know. And anybody who's serious into action, you know. The other thing is wearing black, and I'm sure that was just sending a message. Because I'll post a picture up. He had a 22 excited to hold my rifle, you know. What about the one guy? I'll post a picture up. He had a 22 long rifle, AR-15, with a round lodged sideways into action, you know. The other thing is wearing black, and I'm sure that was just sending a message because black is the color of targets, and the reason why they're the color of targets is because it's easily seen, you know. And anybody who's serious and you're in the mountains of Georgia, you're gonna have camouflage on, man. You know. Don't think for a minute though that this racial tension is not being promoted by politicians to remove or oust Donald Trump. They are stoking the coals and use these tragedies to paint a narrative, and they're getting people really emotional. And I think they're going to regret what they're doing because it's going to cause a ripple effect. And I'll get that in a second. But it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. If you cannot see that this is what they're doing, that these actions are just playing off this emotion and doing these things. We've seen people are really complete sheep. They'll do whatever the mainstream media tells them. No one is mentioning these horrible deaths of these children that were just gunned down, young black children. And I think eventually they will. They'll start harping on that next to disarm us, you know. But all it's going to take is one shot to lead that ripple effect across the country. Someone's going to fire a shot in one of these groups, and then it's going to be all out war, you know.
Yeah, he's kind of right about that, man. I mean, you know, that could be the consequence. Everything has consequences, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that you don't get up and protect yourself and make a statement. So I agree with the NFAC. I disagree with a lot of stuff that this guy said, but on certain way, on some things he's right. It may just take one shot to push everything to the edge, man. You know, so the way people kept on talking about civil war and everybody's primed for that shit, it seems. Gun shelves are empty. You know, these cats are running out of bullets. You know what I'm saying? Like people are itching to fight, man. Seems like people are itching to get into a war, and I'm over here like, don't act like there's not gonna be consequences on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I know I say what I'm saying all the time. What I'm saying is, you know, I expect a civil war to actually happen in this country again because people are not civil. All right, you know what's the meaning of being civil? You know what I mean? It's to be able to, righteously deal with one another in a just society, accept one another for what, that's my definition, right? But that's what it should be. We should be equal in this society if we're gonna live next to each other, integrated. Obviously we're just two different cultures. We should be separated. I don't think we should. We should be integrated like that. Integrating was like the worst thing that could happen for black people. We've got the short end of the stick, pretty much, and it's not benefiting. It hasn't benefited us. It never will. And separation is like the key, in my opinion, because what we've been getting in the last 60 plus years is crumbs, man. Like real. If we're gonna be, we're basically a nation within a nation, so we should not, just like any other nation out here, like the Chinese, the Japanese, they got their own little stuff going on. The Indians, you know what I mean? They got their own stuff going on, man. We should cease to integrate like that and move into our own parts, our own communities. Where we separate ourselves from people and we do our own thing and we allow ourselves to grow and and don't allow people to infiltrate our cities like that. You know what I mean? It sounds a little far fetched, but you know I don't think it's impossible at all. Just not deal with people for like 50 years, man, because we got some healing to do, man. You know, we got to reestablish, you know, the purity of our culture. It's been you know, ransacked so much by different, you know, facets, by different factions and shit. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, we barely understand. You know, some of us barely know who the hell we are. You know what I mean? And we're lost, man. And we need to stop integrating with people until we learn how to deal with ourselves. But you know, being civil, you know, two cultures being civil with each other should have rules in place that they enforce. It should not be, you know, the system is working for one set of people more than it works for the other. Like this guy is, you know, he's got privileges that, you know, and you know, that I dare not to, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, I'm not jealous of anybody. I don't. This guy can do him, you know, success to him or whatever. But I'm saying that, you know, looking at society in the right lenses, this guy can have access to things that even if I knew the same people that he did, access would not be granted like that. You know what I'm saying? For me. You know what I mean? Because we of a different culture, and that's okay. So we need to create those things for ourselves. You know, that's pretty much what I'm saying. We need to separate and create these things for ourselves so that we can have our own communities and raise our self-esteem, man, and learn to respect ourselves and stop letting people mess with us. Like this guy coming up in here, you know what I'm saying, making you know, addressing NFAC as if NFAC was targeting him per se. You know what I'm saying? Nah, if anything, NFAC is targeting, or not targeting, but reacting or responding to racist white people. So, and racist black people too. You know, I mean, self-hating racist black people. You know, the ones you guys appoint to destroy us from within. Because that's what's happening. You know, kind of like the same way China's trying to do y'all in. It's kind of like that, you know what I mean? But you know, the point is, you know, the we have a crazy cultural difference, and yeah, you know, some of us could be cool with one another, but you know, by the time we pass like 5-6 years old, man, you know, race begins to be an issue, and it's taught throughout the it's so saturated in your system that we need to leave that system, period. We need not to be in that system. Black people or so-called black people, really indigenous people, need to not be living under the rulership of basically white people. You know, and you know, we're not like you guys, and we need to uphold our own culture and get back to our own stuff. You know, a lot of this stuff that you've enjoyed because you've taken it from us, but we need to get back to our own stuff. And just don't pay you guys no mind, but keep an eye on y'all, because you guys got a tendency to be violent, to instigate, to you know, to look to start shit and to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just in your nature to do that, you know. And yeah, from now on, I would say that every black man, black woman, black child should arm themselves and train themselves to protect themselves. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. I think that's the right move, because it seems like the only thing that you guys actually understand is force. It's force. You guys do not understand how to be civil. You guys talk a good game, but you're always running your slot fox games, and not everybody's in the mood to be playing with that. With you know, people got we got families just like you got families. We want to pursue happiness too, man. But this entire system is not designed for us to succeed unless we're willing to sell our souls. Some of us are not willing to do that under any circumstances, because we're not like you. We're not of that particular type of cloth. some of us would probably prefer to live poor than to sell our souls, pretty much. And actually, we don't have to live poor. We're not gonna live poor. We are natural people. We love nature. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to the technologies that works hand in hand with nature, and rebuild ourselves from the ground up, man, and get grounded back and live like we're supposed to live. But all this, man, you can have your cities, man. Like that shit, all these lights are not that attractive after a while, because it's not natural, it's artificial. Good luck with that. But yeah, man, you're not appreciated for making fun of the NFAC like that. Not at all. And you know, if nobody's giving you flack for that, I will. You know, you guys claim we're equal, but in your mind, you know we're not. You don't look at us. You don't look at us the same. Your video says it all. Like, you know, you're just making fun of people. Instead of possibly putting in your inputs. You know what I mean? You criticize, but you do it in a semi-racist way. it's weird. It's just, you know, your intent is clear. You don't. But anyways, you know what? I don't even blame you that much, man. If I was in your shoes, if I was, you know, on your side, I'd probably be doing the same thing. You know, but I would try to clean it up some more. You know, and just talk about what I saw. You know, and talk about it at a limited, you know, at a limited, you know, point of view, so to speak. Because I don't know, because, you know, clearly you don't know much about NFAC, so maybe you should do your homework. You know, anytime I feel like I feel the need to learn about anyone, I just do my homework. You know what I'm saying? I do my homework with them. I pay attention. I listen to what they say. You know, we all live in this place. We all should care about what happens here. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, living amongst you guys haven't been a healthy thing, and that's why the NFAC is what it is, and it's gonna keep growing. It's gonna keep growing, and I think that's the proper way, or that's the best way we know how. Whatever, however you feel, you know, really. You know, we don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm not part of the NFAC, but if I had to join an organization, I definitely would join that shit. Right? Straight up. So, you know, in my eyes, right is right, wrong is wrong. So when I hear the truth, it clicks. For some people, when they hear the truth, you know, it's like it's murky waters, man. You know, I mean, you know, they're conflicted. You know what I mean? They've been taught a certain way all their lives, so they got certain privileges. You know, why respond to the truth, right? And that's what's happening with this entire society, man. You guys, it's just way too biased, man. It's way too blinded by truth, man. You only see what you want to see. And as a result, you know, this society becomes what it is. Nobody's really civil. You guys just pretend to be civil for the moment. This is why you train all the time. This is why you're at the shooting range all the time. This is why you prep for survival all the time, because you know that your people just don't do the right shit. And at some point, this shit is bound to hit the fan. On that note, I'm gonna shut up and let the rest of this video play.
The thing is that, like I said, you got to realize that I'm not a conspiracy theorist type guy, but things I see now, you know, as far as like the try to grasp for power in any means possible to remove power. And you think, why do they want power so much? And they're making everybody emotional. You know, they're doing cultural appropriation with the kente cloth, you know, to try to get that thing. If you can't see that, you know, and I had somebody say on a video the other day talking about this tattoo here, that this was culture.
Alright, whatever about your cultural appropriation, you guys do that a lot too, man. But maybe not you specifically, but you guys gotta admit you do that shit a lot. But anyways, look, I digress. My point is, right? You're right about that. You know, everybody's being made to be emotional, so you really gotta sit back and look and truly be aware of and truly do your homework on what it is that you're looking at. The problem is people see stuff and they react to stuff. I see stuff and I watch stuff and I pay attention to stuff and I ponder about it before I open my mouth. So what I'm opening my mouth about now is something that I see in you that I just don't quite like. You seem like to be a level-headed guy, but I don't know. You know, deep down, you know, it might be a different story, man. It's definitely a different story. But anyways, look, I'm all for being different. But as far as us, black people, indigenous people, we have to, living amongst y'all is problematic, man. Like, you gotta admit this, man. There's always white and black issues everywhere. White and black, white and black. You know what? Maybe if we don't live next to each other, it's gonna be hard for them to try to pin one group against another, right? Think about it. Maybe if we separated, we don't have to mingle like that. I mean, few of us will. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta have like neutral territories type of shit. Like, look, man, white people here, black people here at the same time, kind of thing. But to integrate and live in the same neighborhood and do the same shit and go to the same restaurants, I think those days gotta be over for us, particularly because we're the ones who's been losing. It hasn't been beneficial for us, not even one bit. Your cops don't respect us. I mean, damn. And our people don't control anything. You know, anybody that's not controlling anything is bound to lose. Period. You're going to lose if you're not controlling where you live, what you do, how your business is run, you know, the taxes, the politicians. You know what I mean? You know, you guys barely control your shit, but at least you got some more say so. But you know, we don't control shit. You know, all they want is our vote. You know what I mean? Which is the reason why they haven't been getting mine. But the point is, you know, this whole, you know, system, you know, who does it benefit the most, man? It's not us. Like, basically, NFAC is saying, like, we want to out of that shit. We're not dealing with this shit no more. This shit is retarded. You know what I mean? Play your retarded game with your own people. You know what I'm saying? And if you come fuck with us, shit, man. We got the Second Amendment right to, you know, to defend ourselves, man. Self-defense. You should know about that more than anyone. But anyways, let's go past your tattoo right quick.
This actually means amphibious warrior or ocean sea warrior in Polynesian, which is a marine, obviously, because we call ourselves that. And so it's just something to cover up. It's like a claim that a cultural appropriation has offended. Everybody's, you know, ready to do something. So be careful, be ready, and know that things can pop off at any moment. That ripple effect can happen. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you can, please like, comment, and share to your other social media platforms. Watch to the end, all those sort of things. YouTube has demonetized the last 8 videos so far, and I'm trying to reach out to them. No response, and won't talk to me, anything. They're just trying to quiet us, silence.
Look at that. Choose a side. Civil war.
Narrative just like everybody else. So if you could do that.
I was just thinking about it. Come on, man. I mean, obviously.
Take care.
Obviously. Alright? Obviously. Come on, man. Anyways, I'm done with this shit. Look, they twist this shit all kinds of way. Black supremacy group. Wow. I didn't even see that shit. Targets white race. Wow. This is how much they are twisting shit. Okay? Okay? That's how much they're twisting shit, man. See, that's what happens with the media. Once Texas for reparation. He mentioned Texas. He was like, we'll take Texas if you give us Texas. Right? Yeah, I guess, you know, but look, man, if there's a race war, you guys incited that shit, and I think you guys want that shit too, white people. You guys incited and wanted this shit. But what I'm saying to you is this: you're gonna have casualties too. You got children here too. You got, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna get hurt, man. You guys are not thinking this through, and you know what? This shit may very well be a plan from the elite to make us go at each other. That way, whoever stands last gets bodied. so let's say we lose, right? Matter of fact, fuck that. We're not losing. So let's say you lose. We're gonna get bodied by these robots coming in, man. Are you guys kidding me? There are robots coming in, man. Okay? Robots. They're not gonna be fighting like us. Alright? That shit's gonna be on a whole different level. So I think we should be preparing for shit like that instead. And in my opinion, if anything, you should look at the NFAC like, yo, those are potential allies. But you know, hey, what the fuck do I know? Alright? I'm just a young ass kid. Anyways, I'm about to wrap up this video. I'm looking at these titles over here, man. These people attacked this channel. So they attacked Stone Mountain. They want Texas. And they attacked his channel. Come on, man. Look. Again. NFAC is not the problem. You guys are. They're not. They're responding to you guys who are the problem. Why is this shit so hard for them to get it, man? I don't know, man. I was watching a video today. This guy was like, you know, most people in this population, because of the fluoride and shit like that, you know, the GMO foods, you know, things of that nature. Most people have a comprehension level of a 6th grader, man. A 6th grader, man. Most people, 80% of people, let me rephrase that. 80% of people in this population has a comprehension level of a 6th grader. Yes, no wonder why I don't get along with a lot of people. It makes sense now. I'm a deep thinker, right? I always got some shit going on. I always got a project I'm working on. I keep myself busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there. You won't find me on the streets. And if you come fuck with me, I will fuck you up. But you won't find me on the streets. I mind my business. So I'm a father of 3. You know, I take care of my business. You know what I'm saying? And man, listen, with that said, I'm out, man. This shit is just getting weird and wild.
These people are attacking my channel, man. Coming at me from all angles. Neighbors are cleaning up the road. Alright guys, controversial video came out a couple days ago. Talked about the NFAC the leader, the people. So we're going to clarify some stuff about that, but we're going to talk about, real quick, the people coming over, these people attacking my channel. Who are these people attacking your channel, Chad? Vikings, man. Bunch of Vikings. Pillaging and raiding my channel, guys. Viking Preparedness, Pastor Joe Fox, PJF. Cool channel. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. He posts a lot more on Patreon. Used to be on YouTube until YouTube messed with him just a little bit too much. He said, that's it, I'm out of here. Going to Patreon, rightfully so too. We kind of tried to do the same thing here. I've been slacking on my Patreon. I got to up my game. Pastor Joe Fox sent a bunch of people my way, guys. We really appreciate it. Go check out his channel. To all the Vikings coming over, you guys are welcome here. We appreciate you having you guys here. Good group of people, good crowd, good vibe. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history. Viking Preparedness was a video, a channel that I have watched since before I even had a YouTube channel. Lots of good concepts that sort of drove Shelby and I in directions with our homestead, with our community too, which is probably the biggest one. Because when we first moved off grid, it was like, goodbye world, right? Shut the gate. See you later. And I realized the error in my ways by not being a part of community. So valuable channel, lots of lessons to learn from what I consider a very qualified content creator. Go check it out. Viking Preparedness. Okay, now as far as the video, controversial video that we posted a couple days ago.
See what this guy got to say about the NFAC, man.
But not fooking around coalition anymore. Coalition, whatever the name is. Here's the thing, guys. There has been a lot of comments in the comment section to clarify some of the comments that I have made based off the assessment I made on the videos that I had seen of, I learned his name too, what is it? The official Grandmaster J. Shout out to the official Grandmaster J. Jay came over to the channel, left a bit of a comment. I actually replied to him multiple times. Went back and checked and never got a reply back. I'd left him my email because he said most everything I said was a lie. So I sent him my email. Said, send me an email, we'll talk about it, right? A couple of clarifications that I got from people who are either associated with NFAC or know the official Grandmaster J himself, clarified some things about him and the way he talks, and then in the way that, or in their objective. So a couple things that the videos that I had reposted that I had seen did not clarify was the reason the NFAC was marching onto Stone Mountain Confederate Monument. Apparently the KKK told them not to do it. Told the group to not come up there, that they'd kill him. I guess. I don't know.
There it goes.
This was the report I got. So,
there it goes.
Right off
That's what
bat,
he's saying.
One, we don't give a shit about the KKK. Okay? The NFAC was called out for coming off real racist. We all know the KKK is racist. Nobody up here gives a shit about them. I honestly didn't think they existed anymore, guys. So I think that this is a little lost in translation.
Yeah, they still alive and well, man.
We're talking about different cultures. The South apparently has a presence of KKK in that area. So one, I respect anyone's right to march, especially armed. And I respect the fact that the KKK told them not to go and they went. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, man.
One thing that I saw in the video, in the comments, that I didn't like, was the racial divide in the comments section. I don't like it, right? That's the whole idea, was to condemn the racistness of Jay's words. Okay, and I'm going to clarify that. In the videos I posted, Jay was addressing white people. He did not say white KKK. He did not say white racist. It was white people. Now that is a big issue because there's a big distinction between racist white people, the KKK, and white people in general. So this is why a lot of my remarks of the racism, it's what it was based off of. Apparently, when he says white people, he's talking to the KKK. Now, this is definitely an error on his part. When these cameras roll, they pick up exactly what you say, and that is the message shown to the world. Now, his lack of clarification is what garnered a response from me. I have no issue with people marching. I have no issue with black people marching. I have an issue with the separatist attitude.
You should
Clarify. Oh, real quick, let me tell you guys. So I did reach out to him. I did give him my email in the message. I pinned his comment, and then I tried to have a little bit of back and forth with him. One thing I have seen last night that I have never seen before is YouTube came in and censored so many comments, so much back and forth, and I'm not sure why. We don't have filters in our channel, in our comment section, and anything goes. We've always felt that if you've got something to say, we'll let you say it in the comment section. So the comment section has always been fair game, free for all. YouTube not only pulled down the pinned comment, but you had a lot of good back and forth, because I'll tell you what, I called him out, he told me I'm a liar. I said, let's talk about it, right? I think that's all you can hope for. If I'm misunderstanding something about your group, then set me straight. I'm assuming, because I did not receive an email and the comment got deleted, I'm assuming he didn't get that message. So I want everyone to know that, because many people came back and said, yo, where are these comments at? Like, the comments got deleted by YouTube. It makes me wonder why, because no video I've ever made has had that much editing from YouTube. Which brings me to a couple of points. One,
That's interesting.
this whole race war mentality, idea, attitude that seems to be kind of creeping up in the media, I think is manufactured by media. What is YouTube? Media, right? A censorship platform. Now, do I think that somebody was sitting there and realizing that two people might have been getting ready to have a conversation? I don't know.
Possibly.
Conspiracy? Probably. Whatever. That aside, what I do appreciate is this. Many of the people who are either associated with the NFAC or members of the NFAC came over to the comments and clarified that the NFAC does not have a problem with white people in general. They are about racism. They're against racism, to clarify.
There you go.
Now I can respect that, guys, and I would not sit here and continue to call the NFAC a racist group when members are coming over to clarify. I understand that a leader is the figurehead of that group, and I understand that sometimes some leaders don't necessarily watch what they say and can maybe misconstrue a message. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, because the members that came over that seem genuine are stressing the fact that they are not against white people. I'll take it, because I respect it. I respect that maybe a leader misspoke and you want to clarify that position. I have no intentions of stirring up race relations. My whole objective in the beginning was to call out what I thought were racist comments, a racist way of addressing people. And it was a racist way of addressing people. You address a whole color, a whole race with your comments. It's racist. Don't do it. Don't get on here and say, yo, black people, and then try to say that I'm talking to the NFAC. If I say, hey, black people, I'm addressing the whole culture. I'm addressing everyone, right? That's not fair. So we don't do it. So that's the first part of this. The second part of this is this. One, whether or not the NFAC was apparently being sarcastic about wanting Texas for an all-black nation, for reparations for the ancestors of slaves. Some people said that that was tongue-in-cheek. He didn't really mean that. Fine. Didn't mean it. That's fine. The idea or the concept of creating a one-color nation or an ethno-state is racist. If your group partakes in that sort of rhetoric, that makes you a racist group. If a group came out and said we want an all-white nation, it's the great state of Idaho, we want to turn it all white, no blacks allowed. That is racist. It's the definition of racism, right? And racism breeds hate, which makes it hateful. Can you be a racist and not be hateful? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Can you be a loving, racist person?
All right, I'm stop you right there, man. All right, okay, non-racist white dude. Hey, man, I watch your channel sometimes. You got some good stuff. Yeah, we black people are not racist, man. Racist by definition is to basically control your destiny, man. Like literally. If anything, we want to separate so that we can heal ourselves from what has happened throughout, our history dealing with you guys, with your people, the racist ones particularly, and the things that they do, inevitably benefit you at the same time. So this racism shit is extremely have gotten complex, but it's quite simple at the same time. It's better if we separate. We're not gonna be racist because we separate. We're separating from you because we don't want to deal with racism, not integrated in your society like that. And on top of that, we really got the shorter end of the stick by playing second-class citizen. This is more about like black is not a nationality, so this is more about becoming becoming a real nation, and it can't be consisting of different ethnic groups. Like we doing now. Somebody's bound to be second-class citizen. The other people control everything, and this and that and the third. No, we shouldn't stay integrated with y'all. That's the point. Okay, that's the point. Just because we have an ethno city, like you mentioned, it does not mean that we're being racist. No, we're just taking care of our race, because obviously, it's got issues that your people helped create. Okay, all throughout history, and we need to fix that. And only us can fix that, because obviously you haven't helped us to fix it. So basically, you don't have no solution, but you do have, destruction capabilities. How about that?
I love you. Let's separate. Makes you a separatist. I don't know. I think we all just tie racism and hate together. So when I see
you guys do that.
Comments like that being made.
You guys tie racism and hate together. We don't. We're not. We different than you, man. If anything, we love all races because we actually like the differences in different races. We can appreciate the different culture outside of ours. Hey, the hell, to a major degree, our our culture influenced yours. We made y'all cool, man. You know what I'm saying? On many levels.
I feel obligated to call it out.
Me too.
I didn't get clarification on why the 3%ers were called out, the white militia, and the Boog Boys. A lot of misconception there. As we saw, all of those guys turned out in Coeur d'Alene to protect the rights of the BLM to protest here in our area. You guys aren't familiar with our area. We're from North Idaho. Look up the history. Deep in racism. Deep. But possibly the South, maybe the groups down there are racist groups. I don't know. When you call out 3%ers, that's all 3%ers. Anyone who claims himself to be a 3%er, militiamen, all of that stuff. So I think, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt here. I think that there was a lot of generalization being used in the speech taking place during this protest, during this march. I think there was a lot of generalization taking place. I think that is very unwise. I would suggest to correct it in the future. Because I think the media is pushing for a race war. I think the elites want a race war, because that stops us from looking up the mountain and realizing where the problem is at on both sides. History aside.
I absolutely agree with that. And that's exactly what I commented on the last video. Sort of like video review that I did, right? Might as well just call it that. Sort of monitoring what are you guys talking about nowadays. Basically, we're being played on both sides. It's obvious. Anyone who has any sense of observation at any percentage, or at the smallest percentage, can kind of see it being played on both sides, especially when there's a medium, something right in the middleman, a sort of like an instigator. I consider the media to be like an instigator, man. They just instigate all day. This is why I don't pay attention to them. Like I said before earlier, I pay attention to the media through Trevor Noah. He makes fun of this stuff. It's actually quite funny. But as far as paying attention to the media, to get my source of what is going on, that's quite a bad idea, because the media has the ability to manipulate things all day long. That's what they do best. And I agree. I'll go ahead and agree with you on that one. They do want a race war. It's obvious, because this is the way they manipulate things, man. It's just how can that not be the case? But anyways, go on.
We all have our issues with being told what to do. We all have our issues with being taxed to death. We all have our issues with being subjects to the elites in this country. And that is probably the topic that is going to get this video pulled.
Alright, before that happens, I'll pull it off for you, man. We'll post it somewhere safe. Let's see. Alright. Seems to be all I got.